So this is the rest of the reading for that goes with the video right before this one. We're going to do the shamanic journey portion. And I pulled a few more cards last night just because this deck kind of complements all the ones that I pulled from. This is the Resonance Oracle deck. Look deep, deep into my eyes. So that eagle there in the eyes, when I bought it online, I saw that and I was just like, oh yeah. Oh, there's a red sky there. Haha, interesting. So, but it's like the eyes are placed in the mountain, in the eagle itself, so it's like God's eyes are everywhere. God has his recorders that's how God is everywhere all the time, because God is coded into everything. The mountains, the eagles, the clouds, the horizon, all of it. Hence why trees are such just chasms of information. But I wanted to, I forgot to mention, so on this, see the, or wait, be like this. Well, anyway, really, how did I have it? Yeah, so it looks like a little house. Oops. So the 5 sides also represent the shelter. See how it's 1, 2 walls, okay, and then 2 for the roof, 1 for the foundation. So that little thing right there. So just wanted to mention that because 5 also represents the shelter, God's protection, because it's encoded into the creation, which is the 5, okay, the grace and the protection. The spiritual aspect of 5 is encoded in there, so it's in spirit form. It's in spirit first before it's brought into form. So the essence and energy of the 5 is there before it's, 5 fingers and toes, etc. So that was that for the Hawthorne card. So let me just show the resonance ones that came out. I believe they all came out by themselves. This one first, flipped out, Ancestral Legacy. Hello. Holla at your ancestors. My voice is kind of crackly because it's quite early still, but I wanted to get this out before the day lags on. Then I believe Garden of Beauty came out next. And this kind of just came out more gently, like more just with a more quieted voice, I'll say. This one like shot out. Like, I'm glad I did the regular style shuffling first, where you separate the deck and do it like, casino style, whatever. Because sometimes they'll do that. They'll want to just jump out right away. So I want to make sure that I feel like I shuffle them well before I start doing the other style of shuffling where they start popping. So, because this wanted to just jump out immediately. So the ancestors, they're talking hard. And then Garden of Beauty, looks like a necklace, maybe with pearls on there, I'm not sure. They don't look round like perfect little pearls, but there's a key there, there's a red tassel. There's a column, peacock feather, staircase, So like ascension, anchoring down spirit into form. So here's God, the electric, so you're anchoring down that energy using the Trinity, the feminine aspects, so represented by this key over here and the shell, the phi, the golden ratio, all that. So that's the garden of beauty. So the feminine anchors the masculine. And an anchor, I was getting that, it kind of looks like it lines up with the Kabbalistic tree of life with Binah, Chokmah, Keter, and then down below there's 3 points anchored into form with Chesed and Gebra and Malkuth. So Tiferet, it's like the uterus. It's okay. So anyway, it's just all as above, so below, as within, so without. It's in spirit first, and then when we anchor it into form, God looks like this, like pearls and shells, and so the key of God, you know, it's in everything. You just have to unlock the God code, but you can only do that with God. You know, if you want to understand God's creation and what all this is about, we should try to understand the one who created it, right? So that's what the main focus of my journey is, ascension, getting closer and closer to God, right? That's why we build these skyscrapers and towers of Babel, but it's a spiritual journey, okay? We have to focus on getting closer to the Creator, not the creation. The creation is just the expression of the Creator. So these are the things we want to understand, right? Being able to heal ourselves and help others heal, and, you know, do all the things Jesus did. But we have to love the Creator, okay? Not our ability to interact with it and co-create with God, okay? God comes first, then our co-creation with God and all that, okay, that all comes second. And that's how you get those abilities, is when you prioritize properly, you know, putting God first. So that's what the ancestors have come to tell us, that if we do that, we honor the earth, the elements, we respect water and fire and air and earth, we respect it, we honor it by loving the Father, by loving the Creator. We respect its creation. And then when we have that relationship, you'll see just animals will come to you. I mean, it's just like you'll be on a walk, like you'll be on a walk. I was on a walk a couple weeks ago, probably. Beautiful, nice sunny day, so I'm just walking with my son, and I go past this, and we go down a different street, whatever, and I see some amaryllis flowers. If I hadn't walked that way, I wouldn't have seen those, and that was in my dream where God showed me conception and the trumpet angel flowers, right? Anyway, they look like the amaryllis flowers. But as we're walking past, this tree was kind of hanging over the fence a little bit, like onto the sidewalk, so it just brushed against my arm a little bit. So I thought, because it's like this time of year where the leaves are falling and stuff, changing and falling. I'm going to take some pictures of it. It's so beautiful right now. But I thought this leaf like stuck on me it was like still on me. Didn't fall off, so I just went to blow it off my arm, and it was a giant freaking praying mantis, big green one. So I think those are the males. I'm not sure if the big green, those might be the females. But I was like startled. I mean, I don't know, not startled, like I didn't swat at it. I just like, tossed it, like, oh yeah, okay. Just didn't really want a big bug on me, but it just landed right over the fence onto the little plantings down there, and I knelt down. I'm like, you okay, buddy? We like, you know, had eye contact and everything. I'm like, okay, just, you know, I don't want you like on me and stuff, but you know, cool, I respect you, whatever, love you, peace. But yeah, don't, you know, I love you guys, but I don't really want you crawling on me and stuff, but yeah. So, I mean, when you start vibrating, you'll see animals will come to you. They see that you love and respect the creation, and they're part of that, and so they respond to that, and they're like, oh, there's someone who wants to participate in the exchange of the give and receive, you know, giving and receiving of this love thing, the God thing that's coded into everything. And then again, and then that was the last one, earthen roots. And see how she's like part of the tree, like coming out of the tree, these rays of light are like, and she's emerging from the earth, which is, you know, what God made Adam from, right? And there's that breath, that light. Life, light. So, and it's like she knows where she comes from, so she loves it and respects it. She's like touching the tree and letting it know, I'm part of you, I love you, I honor you. You know, we come from the same source. We have the same father. We're brothers and sisters. All my relations. So it's not just humans, you know. The trees, the animals, the fire, right? Using it for what it's meant to be used for. Not incinerating people to dust in their homes, but you know, we look at everything differently now, so we see how things are really, what's really happening. I just feel like I want to say that line from As Good As It Gets. I used to be a big movie person, but I don't watch them anymore, but so many of them I just would obsess over a movie at a certain time in my life. But yeah, As Good As It Gets, where oh, now I can't remember the line. I'm trying to think of the movie name. Anyway, it'll come to me. Yeah, so okay, let's do these animal cards. I do like the line where she goes, getting loud, getting loud. I like to use that with my son. Yeah. Oh, maybe that line, I was trying to think of angels. Bring it back to me. If it's important, it'll come back. So, are these the right ones for this book? Yeah. Okay, so this is the frog mouth, the secret keeper. Okay, this is the elders. Okay, like the 24 elders of the one fo. I don't know if they're in their positions or, you know, I was thinking about that, like the 144,000. I believe they would be like alive and of the generational age of the time of when this is all supposed to, you know, go down, but, or go up, really. It's just like, I wonder if the 24 elders are, I would assume they would be part of that. I don't know if any of the 144 has already, like, transcended and passed over. I believe, I've just kind of gotten confirmation because I don't really necessarily know. I haven't read this in the Bible, but other people that do know it, you know, I've heard it many times now that they'll be alive of this time, of this generation. So, you know, I don't know if any of the 144, the 24 elders have transcended and passed over yet. I think they're alive now, right now, today on the earth. So, on the nice flat earth. Just kidding. Okay. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't, because you just keep going even past flat earth and all that, and it's just God, right? It's like, this looks like a little finger pointing up. Like, just keep looking up. Oops, we went black there. Okay, so, That's all we need to do. And is that 17? Yeah, I keep getting that number. 1717 actually. So we'll go into that, and then I'll show you the other card. So that's fire. The element of fire. Frogmouth, the secret keeper. And you can see his, even when they're brand new babies, they just have this gray, kind of craggly looking, they look like, that's why they're associated with like the wise ones, the elders, because of, and they kind of look like it, right? So ancestors, and, okay. So the frogmouth's tawny gray plumage is reminiscent of the silvery gray hair of our elders, the secrets they hold and the experience they can impart. Elders were once revered as wise ones simply because their wisdom had been accumulated over many years of life experience, like many lifetimes, not just years, but they appeared to walk in beauty and in harmony with all things. They were seen as being content and at peace with their lot in life. They were free of the mundane issues that hinder the progress of the everyday man. They had learned from their life experiences, integrating this accumulated wisdom into their future perception of life, thus freeing themselves of burdens and restrictions that promote anxiety, anger, guilt, and resentment. Yeah, that's why forgiveness is huge. It's huge. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. Okay, their knowledge was sought because they were believed to be able to see through the self-created illusions of fear and regret that bind us and prevent us from moving forward. It's like this twin flame thing. You got to move forward, people. Like, there's people, they can't handle the truth, and, I couldn't either when I wasn't ready, but you got to let yourself be ready. If you've been doing this twin flame thing and it's like 10 years, I mean, that's fine, but, like, that's why it's like this Luciferian shit, because it keeps you stuck, going round and round and round and round and round with this person that doesn't want, you're not meant to be with your twin flame. And people say, oh, I'm with my twin flame. Well, you're probably not a twin flame. Or eventually you're not going to be together. Or that's not what the purpose of the twin flame is. So people just aren't understanding, but that's because they're not putting God first. So it's not that everything that I watch they have to say Jesus, but if it's someone that I'm learning from, if they don't say Jesus, I don't even go any further than that. Then if they do, then I'll listen to what they have to say and, pick and choose and discern and what resonates and what doesn't. And sometimes we're not ready for all of it. I mean, I feel like at this point I'm ready. Whatever. I'm open to learning. I think I'm pretty much, I don't, as far as like details and dates and all that, I mean, yeah, there's more stuff to learn, but as far as seeing the big picture and being there and understanding, oh yeah, that's the line. What's really happening? I know what's really going on. Yeah, that's when she was trying to write that letter to thank Jack Nicholson's character because he like paid the bill for the doctor and all that. And, I love that scene in the movie where she just like wants to hug the doctor. She's like, 2 female slaves. What do you want, Doc? Anything you want. 2 female slaves. And she's trying to write the letter, and she's like, science, that can't be right. And her mom's like, come on, let's get out, let's live a little, let's go have some fun. And Helen Hunt's character, she's just trying to get this letter out, and she's like, she just snaps at her mom, and she's like, because I know what's really going on here. So anyway, I just love that line, because it's, yeah. I mean, I'm not emotional about it, but like, I just say this to myself everywhere I go. Like, I'm just like, are these people, I'm like, I know what's really going on here. Do these people understand what's happening? They're not even consciously aware of their own speech and how their own energy and how they're interacting and what energies are present. And they're totally like oblivious to that. How are they going to understand what's really going on here? Okay, so Frogmouth Secret Keeper. What page is this? 64. Yeah. Excuse me. So, moving forward, okay. People who don't want to move forward, and a lot of the twin flame community looks bigger than it actually really is. A lot of these people think they have like famous twin flames. They obsess about these people. They're just not healthy in the mind, and they probably got Morgellons, and they're being targeted. They don't understand what's going on. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this is how you get stuck. If you don't set the intention and pray and talk with God and say, I want to get healthier, I want to move forward, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to keep getting closer to you and understanding more and more and more about you, God, you reveal yourself to me so I can understand myself and the world and what's going on. But they don't want to do that, and they just keep going back out into the world. They're fornicating. They're not. They smoke. They eat meat. I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Like I even once in a great while I'll have meat too. Like I don't cook it at home and whatever, but it's just. And I always pray over it, ask for forgiveness and all, because it's like we're in the flesh. God understands we're trapped in this body right now until we get our glorified crystalline, ethereal, bodies. But God understands. That's why he sent Jesus, because he understands, okay? He's not a God that doesn't get it. He gets it. But, as long as you're really you're making improvements. Like if a year goes by, your anniversary of whatever, your birthday or however you keep track of your years. I like the equinoxes because it's like balancing masculine and feminine, and like one's, even though it's balanced, it's kind of like the ruler of that. So it's like the spring is it the spring, vernal? And autumnal, yeah. So it's like when we're going into the autumnal, we're going into like where she rules, the feminine, okay, stirs her energy pot, whatever. Then the equinox, yeah, it's a balance of energy, but she rules, because she rules the night. So as we're going into winter, okay, so then the spring, that's the masculine, the light coming in. And yes, it's the balance, again, the equinox, but it's being led by the masculine. So this is like the yin yang, right? Because we all play the role of leader, and we have to engage in leadership. So that's just the way it goes. And it's kind of like, I look at it like, she's way up here already connected to spirit. That's why he is like root chakra, right? Has to ground her. And it's kind of like a twofold thing that's happening. The only way she can be grounded is by pulling him up to spirit. And the only way he can get closer to spirit is like pulling her down. So it's like women, that feminine, it's like we don't need to rightly divide the Bible and all this stuff. Or men too. It's not about men and women, but it's like if you're tapped into that feminine energy, like Jesus, it'll just flow out of you naturally because you're aligned with truth, because you're letting that feminine energy guide you, because that feminine energy is the thing that's closest to God. And so our job is to get anchored, okay? Because we manifest using all those elements down here. So we have to come down. He has to come out of his root chakra, which is like, that's a very masculine, money, just practical, hands-on, tangible root chakra stuff. But he gets closer to spirit by her helping to guide him, lift him up closer to spirit. And it's a very natural progression, very natural unfoldment. So, and then she needs to be anchored down, okay, because she needs to create and using all these elements. So she needs to be brought down here into Malkuth, the earth, the fire, the water. So the only way to do that is for him to like pull her down more to her root chakra. So as he's doing that and she's doing her thing, they end up in the middle where the heart chakra is. That's where you balance. That's perfect. 3 chakras above, 3 chakras below. It's the figure 8. That's why it also represents Jesus, and 3 represents Christ consciousness. So 3s and 8s are very. Then you add them together, you get 11. Wow. Okay. So, so just the balance of those energies within you. It's happening as within, so without, as above, so below. So it's happening inside you with those energies, outside you in the universe, between people, between spirit and matter. So it's happening all the time. It's constant flow, ebb and flow. Okay, just went off there. Sorry, but okay, where'd I go? That's another one from that movie, Greg Kinnear. There's so many lines from some movies that I've just seen over and over and over. Okay, now I lost my place. So, okay, if Frogmouth has appeared in your cards, you are being encouraged to seek out the secrets being held in trust by your elders. Approach them with respect and ask them to share their sacred knowledge. Ask questions about their history, their childhood, and the way of their generation. Inquire as to what life was like for them, how they interacted with their peers and kin, and the responsibilities expected of them by their seniors. Speak of chores, education, and wars, of time spent at school, of love, fashion, and economic flow. Fashion, that's interesting because it's that peacock feather. That's all about like self-expression. Through color and stuff like that. Expression. Right, letting your spirit exude. Yeah, this reminds, there's a sister out here who is trying to arrange that with her 90-year-old father and get a video out of her interviewing them, trying to arrange. She's having a hard time arranging it. But praying for people who need, they're sick or they're told they need surgeries and all. Oh man. No way. I believe Jesus can do it all. I mean, we can't just sit back on the couch and eat, Cheetos and smoke cigarettes, but, once a month maybe, I don't know. So, yeah, and I think it was in 4th grade I interviewed my 4th grade teacher, Miss Pasalacqua. She's passed away since. But when I lived in Healdsburg, born and raised in Sonoma County, but Healdsburg mainly, and I moved away for about 5 years. So I lived in Roanoke Park, California for a little bit, and out in Tucson, Arizona, in the Catalina foothills. That was the most beautiful place probably I've ever lived. New Mexico. I love the desert. It's just gorgeous. The mountains, the sunsets. Anyway, their house was behind our. It was like on the other street over, but like our backyards shared, and it was a pretty big lot. They had a pretty big lot. It was like kind of like the rich people's house. I don't know if like the older ones in town. And I just remember it had a big fountain out front with koi fish in it, and it was right next to the junior high. And I have that block in my dream a lot, like just running around the block or riding my bike around the block, and it was just a perfect. But anyway, it's weird how we have these reminiscent, like blissful childhood even though my life wasn't, it was just like I don't know, God, probably. I mean, yeah, obviously, it's just God always with me, my angels. I just always felt the love, even though I didn't have anyone around me, or that I was alone a lot, just doing my own thing. I never really felt that. I always felt so, that wasn't until later in life when you're like watching all these, oops, I'm not black. When you start watching, like, getting into, like, romantic movies and all that crap and the curse of the hormones and all this stuff. Yeah. Anyway. I'm really going off now. Okay, economic flow. Most importantly, though, ask the elders of spirit, capital S. God, capital G. Creation, capital C. There you go. If people have a heart, they don't like to use the word God, you shouldn't have an issue. There's so many names for God anyway. Hashem is just the name. El Shaddai. Adonai. Well, that's the Lord. But it's just, I don't know. Someone was saying God is Elohim. Well, just be careful if people that's like a fear thing. Be careful. But just be, you know, of course, I don't underestimate anyone. So I trust in people's discernment and intelligence to decipher for themselves. But if someone says, I don't like to use the word God, that's just kind of like an indicator right off the bat. Like, why do you have hesitation? I don't know. The Elohim, okay, the Eloi is a singular. Elohim, okay, these are the ones that didn't create. God created us, but made in the image with the matter, because they helped God bring spirit into form. Okay, his angels. So, God is God, the Most High. Okay, El Shaddai, Hashem. The Elohim is his team. Elohim is plural. Okay, there's Eloi is a singular. Okay, Elohim, that's like Mikael, Raphael. That's the Elohim, the angels. Okay, that's not God. But anyway. So just be discerning if people have a problem with God, and then do you like the devil? I mean, what do you have a problem with what name you use for Lucifer? I mean, why are you so stuck on what you call God? That should just be flowing out. It doesn't. I'd just like to say because really that God is the thing that's constant. You see Allah, you see God, you see Allah, you see, it's just Ana, Abba. It's just It doesn't need to be all complicated, but the Elohim is not God. Elohim is plural. That is not God. That is not the Most High. That is singular. Because I was just watching and these people are like really popular, and then one little thing slips by. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, and then everything kind of unravels, and I'm like, I don't resonate with that person. So, especially if they're supposed to be like some big master teacher, and they just miss like a big point like that. I mean, this video, granted, it was 2014. It was a few years ago. So, but I don't know if he's changed his. It's just an elder, because I'm thinking about elders, and I'm seeing this guy with his long gray hair and long gray beard, and wears all black, and doesn't want to use the word God, but calls him the Elohim. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, okay. Creation and the medicine ways of all. Oh, the medicine ways. So most importantly, though, ask the elders of spirit, God, creation, and the medicine ways of all things. Oh yeah, spirit medicine, animal medicine. That's what I always call it, medicine. Wasp medicine, frog mouth medicine. Okay. Seek their opinion on all on things of nature, for example, the cycles of life and the universe. Capital U. The universe, one verse, one song, right? That's how it's held together. Oh, the Book of Enoch. Anyway, the angels that hold together with vibration all the matter that creates our universe. So these are the Elohim, okay? Ask until there is nothing more to ask, and then incorporate the memories and wisdom of these things into your life and share them. That's what I feel like I'm doing now. With the blessings of your elders as the sacred knowledge of your people. That's right. Ancient sacred knowledge. And you can know it too. And you can know it. And you can know it. And you can know it. If God chose that to be your path. So then, and the bowerbird, I already know this one. He loves all things blue. Okay, so that's dowry. That's earth. Yes, so 42, that reduces to 6. Okay, that's that's giving, receiving. Because if you think of 6, sex, sacred, sacral, these are things that involve a giving and receiving of energies and whatnot. So, and everything's energy, anything. Anyway, everything's energy anyway. It's all vibration. Cymatics, it's, yeah. Anyway, it can be expressed in numbers, in sound, in light. It's the same exact ethereal essence, but when you anchor it into form, it can be a ray color of the rainbow. It can be a crystal. It can be, so, you know, break it down in math through anatomic arrangement and crystalline form, sacred geometry, all that. So the God code, anyway. I just love how he just has a foolproof system of how he's just encoded himself in his creation. It's right. It's perfect. It's a perfect system. It's like the metric system. It just all locks into itself. It's just stupid American feet and yards and all. Okay, the metric system, right? We love that because it just like little Russian nesting dolls just lock into place so nicely. That's why I loved math so much, because it was like, I hated reading these stupid books like The Great Gatsby and Wuthering Heights and Scarlet all these old, I'm like, what are we even supposed to be learning here? Like, writing, I loved that, but these books were just, I love To Kill a Mockingbird, but it's like, man, we must have read that every year in high school. I'm like, what are they trying to beat into us? Like, I don't even care. But it's like, man, the horrible things we just had to like suffer through. It's like, I want to do some real learning, right? And we're just reading stupid. I don't even know how I just got onto that subject with the book thing, but it's just like, yeah. God. I just opened a hawk, which said messages. Let's just get to this. Okay. It'll come back if it's important. Just like it always does. Oops, not too far there. Okay, bowerbird dowry. The male bowerbird is famous for its bower, an arbor-like mating nest constructed from interwoven grasses, twigs, bark, and rootlets. Oh, those are like cute little roots. Looking more like a garden arch than a nest. Oh, and there's Garden of Beauty. Okay, looking more like a garden arch than a nest when complete. The bower is decorated with found objects of beauty, odds and ends gathered with passionate intent as decoys to attract and inspire a suitable mate. Okay, so I got the peacock feather here in Garden of Beauty. So that corresponds with the bowerbird already. And there's all these little trinkets like shells and pearls and, right? Look at the treasures and beautiful gifts God, just like peacock feathers. And these are things you don't have to forge metal and make anything. It's just already like that. It just grow like that. right? The moon is just grow like, well, I don't even know, whatever. But I know a peacock feather, I can hold that in my hand. Okay, I've been there. I haven't been to the moon, but I've been to a peacock feather before. And I've been to shell, and I've been to pearls, and I've been... So, yeah. Yeah, so the bowerbird... decoys to attract and inspire suitable mates. Satin bowerbirds, for example, have a particular weakness for things colored blue. And this, I don't know if you can see in the card, but it's very like dark midnight blue. It's not black, it's like really pretty blue. Yeah, so they have a particular weakness for for things colored blue. Blue pen lids, blue drinking straws, pieces of blue paper, blue clothes pegs, and blue bottle tops. Okay, blue, you get the picture. And discarded or lost, any discarded or lost item can make its way into the satin bowerbird's nest, so long as it is colored predominantly in an attractive shade of blue. Expert pilferers. The bowerbird raids outhouses and potting sheds, searching for its favored plunder to take back to its bower. Identifying acquisitiveness, like to acquire, acquisition. Identifying acquisitiveness, that does not flow out, but I know what the word is, okay. As its main weakness, so to acquire things as its main weakness. The bowerbird validates its behavior by proclaiming it a necessary facet of its dreaming, capital D. And this is the animal dreaming deck. So, and I do have shamanic journeys in my dream. So this is, and both of those are birds that came out. Yeah. It cleverly translates an obviously infatuated mindset into sensible and realistic preparations for the future. If it were to ignore its innate desire to gather and collect, the male bowerbird would have nothing to present to its prospective mate as a dowry. From the female bowerbird's perspective, the male who collects the greatest amount of objects will ultimately prove to be the most suitable mate. The beauty of his bower signifying a superior level of determination, dedication, and effort. That's what I was going to say. Like, it's not that she's like, oh, I want the one who has the most stuff, because she's just going to throw all that junk away. It's just a bunch of junk. It's proving his worthiness as far as he'll step up to the plate and grow and learn and do the things he needs to do to become better. Okay, being dedicated, putting forth effort, and being dedicated and determined to reach a superior level of self, right? Because you want that something significant in your life, which is something of God. So it's just going to bring more love, more beauty, more good stuff of God, more truth, more light, more knowledge into your life. So more balance. As with all animals, potential males are chosen depending on their deservedness and worthiness, with a belief that affirms the stronger the male, the stronger the offspring, ruling their final decision. Accumulation and contribution are bowerbird's gifts to the people. Yeah, there's all. I mean, they've done studies, and I know it's science or whatever. It just makes sense because it has to do with the phi ratio and all that. So, you know, men who see women who have a certain ratio of, like, hips to whatever, you know, and same with women, like women who see men who, you know, whatever, have a how I don't know how they, I guess for that it would be more of like security, say like someone who, like a man who has a mild temperament, a man who can sustain himself and provide for himself so that he can protect his family, you know. But for a man it's more of a physical, because they're looking for the fertile soil, right, to plant their seed, and the woman needs to make sure that's a, you know, viable seed to allow to be planted in her, yeah, garden. Garden of beauty. Aha. Okay. Prudent right, the next word is prudent. Haha. Prudent observation of what is required while employing appropriate and constructive follow-up action is the message of the bowerbird. Follow-up. Right, life is so, there's a lot of business that needs to be done. It indicates that when you are readying for change of any sort, the trappings, information, and resources required to ensure a successful and abundant future will be available. Right? Because all things are possible with God. By appearing in your cards today, Bowerbird is making preparations for the next phase of your life, encouraging you to begin gathering together all that you need to ensure a productive future for yourself. He is asking you to build your bower, to prepare your dowry, be it in the form of extra or further study, savings, self-worth, spiritual development, or something else. Line upon line, precept upon precept, we build with God. He's the Most High because he's at the peak, the pinnacle, that's God, at the peak. He is the architect at the peak of that A. And he's the framework. God is the thing, the Father that we look to know what to manifest down here on earth, to help him co-create, help bring him more to life, show... reflect that, I guess, more. We can't help bring God more to life, but we can help reflect God more in the world through our vessels, through our words, through our energetic exchanges. Okay, so these ones I'll go through quickly because like I said with the white rhino, I've pulled that so many times. I already have it highlighted and stuff. So the white rhino, strength and confidence, armored presence, kind of like scorpions, armored presence, passive, peaceful. White rhino are the calmest and most sociable of all living species of rhinoceros. They have highly sensitive hearing. They can run 30 miles per hour, so they're very fast, and they have great agility. They prefer wandering the savanna in quiet seclusion. And they enjoy an occasional cool mud bath. So grounded abundance. So it's like bringing spirit into form. That grounded abundance. Could you imagine a white rhino in spirit before it comes into form? That's huge. That spirit is huge, right? Rhino. Rhino, and you'll know too. Rhino, you know, we all know. And the ones who don't soon will. For their own sake. I don't get anything out of trying to help people, so... I mean, I have a clear conscience, because I'm being obedient to God. So yeah, that feels pretty good, I guess. In just a relief kind of a way. I don't know. Like when you have pressure on the bladder and you just got to go, and then you're like, oh, okay, I feel better. I can do that. I can go to sleep now. I did that. And anyway. So be happy to spend most, okay, so he's happy to spend most of his days alone. And I was just talking about that, how, and that's good. It's not, that way you can really engage with people. So, and just the 4 words specifically on the card, and that's card 15. Is that 15? Yeah, which is another 6. Okay, so now that's my birthday, January 15th. Stability, confidence, steadiness, and abundance. Yeah, those are the words that are on the bottom of the card there. And also right there. So, breathe deep into your center and quietly remember who you are. A deeply magnificent being, way more powerful than you may even realize. Take time to stand in the sun and plant your feet in the soil. Feel your connection to all things. Allow your outer protective layers to relax. And I was just saying that big sun presence. I was like, yeah. I got some yesterday. It was just a perfect temperature, like 77 degrees. Well, it was. Isn't that funny? God, yeah, made that right. Too bad I wasn't born in 77. I was born in 76, but. Yeah, we love 7s, 12s, 3s, 5s. Yeah, everything up to 9. We love it. Okay. Okay. Our greatest strength is often found in the presence that we exude simply by owning our gifts and knowing who we are by... did I already read that? The key to avoiding power struggles with others is to first come to peace with the power residing deep within. Right, exactly. Because we're like having struggles. It's like poles and splinters, people. Poles and splinters. We're having these... It's like we're not mastering the self by working directly with God, but we're trying to point out what other people are doing. No, when it comes to what other people are doing, we're supposed to not have judgment. We're supposed to be patient. We're supposed to maintain self and our boundaries. And, you know, God doesn't want you to be, you know, giving away your energies. He wants you to focus on Him and what He wants you to do. Okay, don't worry about... Maybe He wants that person to be a heroin addict because He's working with him through that to make him hit his rock bottom. And then you're going to try to save souls. You're not... We need to, like, let God do His job. Like, our job is to work directly with God to improve self and then share that. Just reflect that into the world. The glory of God, how He's working through us. Testifying to show, see where I am now and where I used to be, that's all God. All that is God. All that glory, everything, God. God, God, God. Okay? And I take responsibility for being weak and letting the devil in when it's anything other than that good stuff. That's God. Okay? We just want to blame God for everything. And then when it comes to the good stuff, we want to take all the credit. It's... Right? That's the ego. And that's the thing that the devil uses to manipulate you. And then keep you in shame and blame about it too. Or angry at him. Just release it all. You don't have to push, pull anything. There's no struggle when you release it. Where's the struggle? Where's the... You don't have to engage. There ain't no struggle. There's no struggle. I just said ain't because I'm just flowing. Whatever. I'm a writer. I say stuff that... I make up my own words, actually. My own spellings, my own words. That's what we do anyway. So, I can't wait to get back to just the way God wants everything to be. The tones, the keys, the sounds, the everything, perfect divinity, crystalline, perfection, etheric. All the music according to how God wants it. All the building, if any, according to how God wants it. Everything, I mean, all the clothing and attire and everything according to the God's ratios and everything, right? It just we don't even know how beautiful things could be in our bodies and everything if we just, like, gave it all up to God. So yeah, we do that with everything, right? Not just... Anyway, so, okay. So give yourself the gift of full replenishment. Be open to unexpected partnerships with those whose gifts complement your own. When creative relationships flow, each brings a special part to the whole, and all are made stronger as a result. So here's a little poem thing at the end here. I am here to express myself powerfully in the world. I honor my gifts and the gifts of others. I stand strong and move with quiet confidence. My greatest power is the natural expression of who I am. And that's the line that I highlighted, actually. Was that last one. My greatest power is the natural expression of who I am. Right, you're just in your I am presence. And if you're flawed and you're this or that, you're like, whatever, this is what I am right now and this now. And that's where God guides me to always be, in the now. I'm not trying to be my future self where I'm perfect. And I definitely am not trying to be my past self where I would, backslide. And so that's where exactly where you are is where God wants you to be, right here, right now, at wherever you are. Okay, so accept that. When you do that with yourself, you can do that with others. And when you believe in your own gifts and the magic of your own gifts, then you're more open to, believing in others. Not that some people are full of shit, whatever, but, you're pushing and pulling that struggle and engaging in that energy when you doubt someone. You don't have to believe or disbelieve. Like I said, you just don't engage, period. It's like, oh, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. All I know is what I know with God, and trying to interpret that the best I can. I just said interpretate. Resonate. Resonate. Yes, resonation. Not resignate. That's to resign. We want to resonate. We want to keep moving forward. So, okay, so this is the first card that came out. That was the third one, the white rhino, but that was pretty specific with some things in there. But, okay, so blue whale. And whales, I think birds too, the ancient ones, right? The fish, the whale, well, they're a mammal, but anyway. Oh, and this is card 1 and 2, so it's very interesting. Like, see, first was the water, okay, and emerged the whale, because that's the life-giving, the water, and so water says feeling, awakening, expression, and life. Okay, so there's expression again. Blue whale says unity, resonance, magnificence, and mastery. I was just saying resonant. Yeah, so they have the loudest call, or the loudest, but it can't be picked up by human ears. We can't hear it with our naked ears. So isn't that interesting? It's the loudest, farthest reaching, okay, highest, most penetration of, okay, but we can't audibly pick it up with our ears. And these animals, their migration, they have these honing, it's like this magnetic, like crystalline stone, some kind of material that's like in their brain or something. I forget. My dad was telling me about it, and I came across it somewhere on a video too, but that's how they know where to go. Like, I guess the salmon, when they travel back upstream, they have this honing device. It's an actual piece of, like, magnetic stone, little something in the center of their brain or something, whatever, that it's like their radar. It's a natural compass, right? So, so this is this deck. This has really cool animals in here too. So, water. We call upon the waters that rim the earth, horizon to horizon, that flow in our rivers and streams, that fall upon our gardens and fields. And we ask that they teach us and show us the way. That's a Chinook Indian blessing. The Chinook. Chinookie nook. Chinookie. So water, the lifeblood of our planet, yes. The rhythm keeper, the valley forger, the holder, the guardian and giver of life. The holder, guardian, and giver of life. It holds life. It gives life. It protects life. Right? It holds the potential of it. It gives it, manifests it, and then it protects it. It's the threefold trinity, the feminine. And what is the thing that we're holding, giving, and protecting? The electric of the masculine. We're bringing that into form. Okay. Mother water cleanses, renews, and connects. Water flows through obstacles, removes barriers, breaks down mountains, and awakens life. Yeah, and it's a solvent, and it's they use water to blast out to when they're doing drilling your teeth for like cavities, like drilling anything. They use water at a high enough pressure. It's like the perfect drill and everything. Down mountains and awakens life. As a supreme channel of sound and vibration, the water of our planet carries the migration songs of whales. And that was the first card that came out, was whales, and this second one was water, and that's 1 and 2, the first 2 cards of the deck. So and 1 and 2 makes 3, and 1 and 2 is 12, and more numbers and stuff. So honor ceremony and rites of passage. It reveals to us the secrets of life's cycles and the sacred journey home. So the message is there's an ocean of possibilities, an infinite wellspring. Surrender your worldly burdens and open your heart to the creative power of your emotions. Natural, empowered flow, guided by a deep inner compass calling you home to your true self. Dude, everything is about the whale is the same thing. So the graceful power and natural effortless way of water, let it be your teacher and a clear reflection of the infinite possibilities now available to you. This is a time of great creative possibility. Water honors your journey and welcomes you into its depths. Celebrate this moment as a blessing, a rite of passage, opening the way to a fresh wave of flow-filled expression. There's that expression again. Come to the water. Share your prayers, intentions, and gratitude with the element of water. Because to express is to bring spirit into form. To have the spirit come out, it has to go through matter. It has to go through water, fire, the earth. Okay, the feminine trinity, the triangle, the feminine. Okay, then he comes with his triangle from spirit, which is Keter, Binah, Chokmah, the etheric energy, and we ground it into form, the feminine, because we're the magnetic. We pull down the electric. Then we have that circuit flowing, feminine, masculine, bringing spirit into form, grounding that abundance. I mean, right? The abundance is huge. It's huge. It's gonna be huge. Okay, where's the little poem thing? I am one with the ocean of life. I flow with the river of all possibility, and I sing my songs with the tides. Divine water, move through my body and bring the gift of life to my whole being. Exclamation point. Oh, and that's page 21. 20 and 21. 21. We love 12 and 21. And then 12, 21. Yeah. Oh, that just has a whole nother meaning too. But anyway. What? Aluminum melts out. Anyway. Yeah, I had a little moment because I was born and raised in Sonoma County. So when I know exactly all these neighborhoods. And it's just obvious from the pictures, but I mean, I know these neighborhoods. This is concrete jungle, like these places. These are right downtown concrete jungle. These are not in anywhere near. No, it can't jump across the freeway and all this stuff. And then, but how when the tree across the freeway wasn't caught on fire to like come across the tree to catch the next one to spark the house? And no, but anyway, I mean, yeah. I know exactly. I know these places like the back of my hand. I was born and raised there, so I already knew when they said Santa Rosa was on fire. I already knew that was suspicious because it's like Stockton, California. It's just flat. I mean, there's a couple hills here and there, and there's like probably more trees than, you know, New York City or something. But it's like. Or like something like San Francisco, but nothing to where it's just like normal landscaping in a parking lot, like beautification you would see anywhere across. There's no, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But I did have a moment where I cried out loud to God and had little gut-wrenching tears. But I didn't let it last longer than a minute because... yeah, it's just sickening to even think about that stuff. And this is also how I know I'm protected, because they would have zapped my ass a long time ago if they were allowed to. Oh, okay, blue whales, the next one. And pretty much we covered a golden model for intuitive wisdom, community, and communication. Connect with humanity. Mastery and benevolence. Oh, and interesting, it says all this communication stuff. Because I did, like, I got 8 of Wands. I did anyway, reading for... But, on the bottom of the deck, after I was done with the cards from this deck, I checked the bottom, and that's what ended up on the bottom, communication. And on the top... was the container. The carbon container, right? The vessel. So communication through the vessel. Through using the energies through the body, through the vessel. Which is, you know, how we ground spirit into form. What do we have? We have the elements and we have our body. To conduct that orchestra for God and anchor his song. I can't wait to find out what it really is. So, we can play with harps and all that stuff. So peaceful ways and willingness to connect with humanity. Mastery and benevolence, gentle and mysterious, deep journeys, loudest of any animal, yet it comes at a frequency that cannot even be heard by humans. Yeah, we mentioned that. Travel in small numbers, weaving a web of sonic resonance through the waters of our planet. Whale symbolizes the beginning, the creation of all life, birth and rebirth, divine beings. Immensity and grace. There's that grace again. They awaken in us a consciousness that has been here as long as they have. They remind us of the song of our own soul that is woven into the great creation song of life. That's right. Deep connection with beauty, harmony, and balance. They remind us who we really are. You are a vast and masterful being. Your presence in the world brings a great gift. No need to prove or defend yourself. This is a big lesson. My counselor used to always say, like, I used to always tell people they apologize, and I'd be, it's okay. And she would tell me, stop, don't say that. Just say, I accept your apology, or whatever. Like, I accept your apology. Yeah, that really hurt my feelings. Just express yourself. Stop telling people, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then I'd say, oh, sorry a lot. Like, I spoke or accidentally did something. Oh, sorry. No, we don't have to be sorry either, you know. It's an accident. What's there to be sorry for? Or you learned something, so what's there to be sorry for? You know, if you were a total dick to someone, you should probably apologize. But it's like, I always think of that line from The Boss Man, not Bruce Willis. Now I'm thinking all the Bruce thing. Bruce Willis, Lenny Bruce, Bruce Springsteen, yeah, The Boss Man, right? In that movie High Fidelity, when he wants to go apologize to all his ex-girlfriends because he treated them like shit, and he's having these dreams or visions or whatever interaction with, in his mind with Bruce Springsteen. And in the movie, he's like asking him what he should do, if he should go apologize and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And because he's obsessing about this. He wants to, like, clear his conscience. And Bruce Springsteen tells John Cusack's character, he's like, well, they'll feel, they'll feel good maybe, but you'll feel better. It's like when you apologize, like, your conscience is clear and you feel, but maybe you just stirred up a bunch of shit that person, like, just got over and forgot about you and all, and then you come into their life to apologize to clear your conscience, and that's kind of selfish, actually, because, you know, you feel better, right? But it's like you just reminded them all of all this shit that they were done with, you know, so stirring the pot when it doesn't need to be stirred. So, it's too late to apologize. That's why you have to have forgiveness already in your heart, and just expect and know that people are going to mess up, and just hope that, you know, you may not have the grace from others and have forgiveness when you mess up, but you still have to be that righteous person and be obedient to God. So you have to love unconditionally, even if not one single person on earth gives that to you. God's giving that to you. And you need to reflect God. That's what it's all about. It's not about anything else. It's about that. So, yeah, there's no need to prove anything, defend yourself, explain. Because we're all human, so we should just get it, right? And just not get so stuck on stuff, because we want people to get stuck on our stuff, and we have to be so careful with everything. It's really exhausting trying to make sure you're pleasing everyone, not saying the F word, being PC, not offending this person, that person. Just be who you are, express who you are, and do you, and let everyone else do them, and don't judge them, you know? Not that you won't be judged. Maybe you will be judged by everybody, but you still got to just do you. And I don't explain myself anymore. I don't defend myself. I don't apologize for anything. It's just, it is what it is. What flows out is what flows out, because if I'm being right here, right now, then I'm being authentic, and then what's there to apologize for? As long as you're putting God first, you're going to be doing the right thing. It's not going to be perfect, because we're bound by the flesh. We are. It's just the way it is for now. So stay focused on the pure and simple expression of your light. Exactly. With the same wonder that you see the whale also sees you. That's how God sees you, right? Just so beautiful and magnificent, and even with the flaws, right? So allow yourself to dive down deep past the surface waves of the mind, through the emotional undercurrents, to the vast stillness at your very center. This is your song. Accept it, embrace it, live it, be it. Right? Your song is your vibration, your frequency. That's your song. So here's the little poem part. I am one with my divine purpose, conscious, aware, and connected to all life. From the still center of my being, my thoughts and actions bring peace and balance to the world. Right? Our thing is just staying right here, right now. If you're right here, right now, you're being authentic. If you're being authentic, that means you're in your heart. It all goes hand in hand. So if you're doing that, you will naturally be expressing from that point. which will be your highest expression, your divine expression. The divinity will be flowing out of you if you're expressing yourself from that center, that heart center. So our job is just to stay there. We don't need to worry about what flows from there. God takes care of that. We just stay there, okay? And then God flows everything that we need to do and say and be, and okay? We don't need to worry about all that. We just stay in the moment so we can receive that, so we can reflect that. So, like I said, our job is just to stay there in our center. We don't need to worry about what comes after. God takes care of all of that. But He can't get you in your heart center. You have to do that. It's easier said than done. It gets easier though. It gets quicker, easier as we learn and grow. Just like in school, you didn't know algebra until you knew algebra. So the same with spiritual stuff, And a lot of it has to come directly from God, because that's the thing that's incorruptible. But you can get confirmation, of course, through synchronizations. God will provide that, because God created all that too, so that's all from God too. So yeah, did I cover all the yeah, all right, well, that was a little long too, but it is what it is. I love you guys. Peace be upon you all, and blessings to each and every one of you. I love you all.